What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Endgame. It's Thursday night. Football is in our very immediate future. So we're going to break down a little bit of the game that's going to happen. Tennessee and Pittsburgh will be interesting because we might see another different look from the Tennessee Titans, meaning they might actually score some points. We'll see. We'll see. Try it out, see how that fits on for them. And then Pittsburgh maybe trying to rally the troops. Matt Canada apparently going to be on the field tonight. Is that right?
Yeah, well, on the sideline. It would be pretty cool if he was actually on the field, though. Like if he actually had to go out there and play offense. Like he had to actually play in his own offense to see how bad it was. That would actually be pretty fun. But he'll be on the sidelines, I guess. I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe so Mike Tomlin can suggest things. I don't really know.
Yeah, you can hear what the players actually say on the sideline after the offensive series. Maybe it'll open his eyes a little bit. Anyways, it'll be interesting because this Pittsburgh team has looked better recently, doing what the Steelers usually do, look awful in the first few weeks, and then somehow win a few games that they shouldn't have won and squeak into the playoffs and then barely miss out or make the wild card and lose. Anyways, we'll see what it's like. Could be some good fantasy points tonight. And then Will Levis. I mean, you've been asked a lot of questions about Levis this week as a streamer, obvious reasons. Pretty good debut, 4 touchdowns. But we're not exactly expecting a repeat. I mean, he's still streamable, though, right?
Yeah, he's definitely streamable. I mean, he's one of these guys that you're taking the risk, right? You're shooting for the, swinging for the fences, but you also might strike out if he goes out there and lays an egg like rookies sometimes do. So he's the one tonight, like DeAndre Hopkins, whatever. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens. Yeah, I hope they get some fantasy points. The running games for both these teams, whatever. I really want to see, how does Will Levis look tonight? Like, is he the real deal or was that just, a fluke, I guess?
Beginner's luck. No, I don't think you can call it luck, but yeah, I know. Could it just be that the team maybe the Falcons weren't ready for him to actually throw the ball down the field because, again, you and I thought it's like they're just going to run it with Derrick Henry. They're going to protect them. They're not going to really do too much crazy, and it was the complete opposite. So who knows? We'll see. But Hopkins is the one that to me is going to be really interesting to see. Is he going to continue to just get targeted down the field the way he's been targeted, used differently in this offense? Is this the way this passing game is going to go? The Pittsburgh defense does get, you said, Cam Hayward back, but they also are going to be without Minkah Fitzpatrick in the secondary, and that's going to hurt them. So offset a little bit there. But yeah, it is going to be an interesting game. We can't say that about every Thursday night game, but it's going to be interesting. And glad we have a Tennessee game with some points, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some points. And this is one of the games where, some games you're just watching it purely for the fantasy implications, right? Like, how many points can this guy get? Will this guy catch passes? But tonight I'm really watching. I really want to see Will Levis and how he looks. Like, of course, I hope, Deontay Johnson has a great game. Pickens, Henry, whatever. The Steelers running backs, whatever. But I really want to see, Will Levis. Not even just fantasy, just to see. Like, okay, is this a guy that now we have to consider in our lineups? And do we have to start, upgrading DeAndre Hopkins as far as how we think about him as a fantasy player in this offense? Or like you said, was that just because it wasn't a game where he threw it 45 times and the offense was totally different. He just had 4 huge passes, right? And that's hard to do that again. So what are we going to see tonight? That's really what I'm looking for. I really want to see how this Titans offense looks and how Will Levis looks. And are we actually going to, because the Titans to me are one of the boringest teams for the last however many years. Even when they've been good and they've been a playoff team, they've just been so boring. I just hate watching Titans games. I apologize. Any Titans fans out there I just offended, I'm sorry. But they just are. They're just boring, snooze fest. maybe the Titans are going to have an exciting offense. Let's see.
Titans fans should know better than anybody. Like, there's no way you can say that, you have an exciting offensive juggernaut. No, I think they've got to be excited, right? You got to be excited by a rookie quarterback who looked good. You got to be, jacked up here. So should be glad. Hopkins guy I'm most interested in because he's the one who actually is on fancy rosters, pretty much everywhere. Levis, even if he's looked really good, I mean, fringe fantasy relevance because there's not that many teams who are going to say, okay, well, he's going to be my starting quarterback going forward. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I mean, he's the one, of course, we're going to monitor, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. Also going to be checking on the other side, see how Kenny Pickett does. I'm not sure if he's going to have a big game, but you know what? I do have confidence in one thing. I'll tell you what that is. You know what that is? I bet you he gets at least 1 yard. And that's good because if all he does is get 1 yard, you win. Now, of course, this is assuming that you are new to Underdog and you just signed up. If you haven't, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is the perfect time because if you do sign up for Underdog, of course, you have to use promo code ENDGAME, or you can just click that link below. That gets you not only your deposit match up to $500, dollar for dollar. That's a 100% deposit match. You get the new special here on the pick'ems of Kenny Pickett higher than half a total yard. That's all he needs. He's playing. He already said it yesterday, told the press he's playing. Gets a yard, you win that pick, you put it with another pick, you can triple your money just like that. So if you haven't tried Underdog yet, again, you still got time to take advantage of this special. Got a good 2 hours, I think, till game time to get that in there. And then there's plenty of other picks, of course, the picks update live during the game. You can even make picks during the actual game while you're watching. So if you haven't tried Underdog, again, this is the time to do it. All right, but we are here also to answer your questions. You got start-sit questions because week 9 starts now.
Yep.
We'll answer your start-sit questions. We will get to your trade questions, waiver wire, whatever you need. We're here to help. Now, if you do use the super chat feature, that means we definitely put your comment on and then we'll address it. We will answer some regular comments, of course, too, but the super chats we definitely will get to because that's what it's for. It just makes sense. All right, now we always have some early birds. So the very first one is from Germany, following the stereotype, I guess. Half PPR. And this is CR, by the way. CR, if you're still on. This comment was from about 2 hours ago. Half PPR with Pierce looking like he is out. Who do you flex? Do you go with Warren tonight? Dobbs, Ingram. If DeMarcado is out, is DeMarcado?
Yeah, he doesn't practice. I don't think he's practiced yet this week. Actually, I'm probably not going Pierce even if he plays. It's either Warren or Dobbs for me. Warren is a safe pick. Like it's half PPR, so he's not as safe. I don't know. I might just go Dobbs. At least he has a chance to score a touchdown. I mean, Warren, if it was PPR, I might go Warren because Warren will get you like 3 to 5 catches. He'll get some carries. You can feel pretty good about like 10-ish PPR points. But in half PPR, he takes a little bit of a hit there. I mean, I'm not playing Pierce even if he starts. I mean, banged up. Devin Singletary pretty much splitting with him. Like, I'm not playing Pierce anyways. So I think out of these guys, I'll go Dobbs.
Well, I'm wondering now if Pierce is out and if Singletary happens to be on waivers, although you have guys like Contra Ingram, maybe not. But if Singletary's out there, would you prefer him?
I mean,
just go with Warren.
I mean, I'd prefer him over Warren. I mean, maybe I might. At least we know he'll get the touches. But I mean, you can't be excited. Not to mention it's the Bucs. I mean, you can't like get super excited about Devin Singletary even if he gets all the touches. So, but it's probably still better than those guys. So yeah, I guess if Singletary's out there, I would probably drop like Ingram and just pick him up. But
drop Ingram because Connor is going to be back as soon as they're off of their bye. So That's probably no. I mean, I don't think any of these guys are going to excite me if I'm putting them in my lineup. Maybe I would just do that, go Singletary. But if not, I guess just go Warren. All right. King of You, always one of the firsts. Cole Kmet or Logan Thomas? Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are close. I mean, the Kmet's the tough one because it's like in the first game with Beijing, he got nothing. Literally nothing. And then last game, he got just peppered with targets. So it's not a good matchup against the Saints. Logan Thomas has kind of been involved. What do they get? They get the Patriots. Man. I don't know. I think if it's me, I'm going Logan Thomas. But I don't have a strong opinion either way, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of close here. I think I feel better. Let me see. This does not say PPR or not, although I'm assuming if it's the same, well, maybe it's not the same. There's a question he asked earlier. Maybe it's not the same league because he already had it. So it's like clockwork.
Yeah, I think for me the tiebreaker here is slightly better matchup for Logan Thomas, and if one of these guys is going to score a touchdown, it's probably going to be Logan Thomas. I mean, Tyson Bagent just played the Raiders and the Chargers, and he threw one touchdown, and that was a dump off to Deontay Foreman. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, at least Logan Thomas could score a touchdown. So for me, I'm just going to gamble on Logan Thomas here.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to buy too much into Kmet's big target game. Just go Logan Thomas for touchdown upside. All right, Alex B, full PPR, one receiver, Hopkins tonight, Hollywood or DJ Moore?
Well, I think you got to go Hopkins here. I mean, can't do DJ Moore on the road against the Saints. He's done nothing with Beijing, and now terrible matchup. Hollywood could be the answer, but we still don't know about Kyler Murray. And it's too risky, right? Because the problem is if it's not Kyler Murray, like we could, Clayton Tune, we don't know. We don't know. He could be terrible. So I think rather than risk it with Hollywood and hope that Kyler plays and then find out Kyler isn't playing and then be stuck with Hollywood with Clayton Tune, I think you should just go with Hopkins tonight. He should be okay. I mean, I don't expect Hopkins to do what he did last week because even Tyreek Hill doesn't do that every week. But he should be good enough. He should be good enough.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go Hopkins too.
It's like they don't bark until you start talking. It's like they're silent, and then right when I finish. Oh, man. All right, Jay. What's up, Jay?
Amazon.
Okay. All right. All right.
Full PPR, what are your expectations for Kyler rest of the season?
Sorry. It's almost like it can't be real. Like it can't keep happening. Okay, anyways. I think certainly I think we have to temper expectations a bit. He's coming off a serious knee injury. He hasn't played football in almost a year. My guess is he'll probably struggle a little bit, but I think by like the fantasy playoffs, he can be like a low-end QB1. Probably not going to have the rushing that he had before, but he's still a good passer. So I think, by the fantasy playoffs, he can be like a low-end QB1, like a starting QB in single QB leagues.
Yeah, I think maybe let's say equivalent to Trevor Lawrence. Guy will get volume, decent, like low-end QB1. The running numbers aren't going to be there this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. Maybe he defies odds. Who knows? And this is part 2 here. I don't know if you want to take this on about Optimus Prime.
I've never even seen Transform. As a kid who grew up with Transformers, And the best Transformers movie, the animated Transformers movie.
Yes.
I never watched any of the new ones, so
I'm exactly the same way. I mean, we're 80s kids. Transformers is the best. Have them watch the show. I don't want to see this live action real Transformer thing. I want the cartoon. I want the 80s old style cartoon. I don't want to ruin my memory of Transformers with special effects and stuff like that. I don't want Michael Bay version. So I haven't seen them. I think I've seen like parts of them, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like almost, it's like you can't even keep track of like what it's like. There's things transforming and blowing up all at the same time, and it's like, is that maybe I'm old, I don't know, but it's like, is that a Transformer movie? What is that the building blowing up? Is that what? There's too much. Too much for me. Too much.
All right, Shamu, Zay Flowers, Mike Evans, or DJ Moore. Pick 2.
I think I mentioned DJ Moore.
Yeah,
I just can't do it. I mean, what have we gotten from DJ Moore so far? And now he gets the worst. He's had 2 good matchups and hasn't come through. Now he gets a terrible matchup. I'll just take whatever Flowers and Evans gives me.
Yeah, not enough upside with Moore. Not a good matchup. So he's the guy you bench. All right, South Sea, one of our members. Start 3. Cup, Flowers, Kincaid, Puka, because got 2 guys on bye. Okay, so we're only sitting one of those. I mean, I guess the question is, would you go Kincaid over any of those receivers?
Yeah, it's between Kincaid and Puka for me. Man, it's always so hard for me to flex the tight end.
Yeah, and for me, I'm almost like it's between Kincaid and Flowers. Like maybe we just say Kincaid.
Yeah, you have Puka over Flowers, even with potentially Brett Rippon?
Maybe I'm just too bitter. Still have like that taste in my mouth from Zay Flowers last week. I'm like,
I think you are. It's a good matchup for him this week, actually, against the Seahawks.
Yeah, well,
I guess it was a good matchup for him last week.
It was a better matchup last week. But anyways, I don't know. We'll probably just not flex Kincaid.
I might do Kincaid over Puka just so I don't have like 2 Rams with Brett Rippon.
Oh, that's true. I guess you have Cup and Puka. Yeah.
Like, because they can't both. It's one thing to start both of them when it's Matthew Stafford, but when it's Brett Rippon, do we really expect both of them to have a good game?
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't notice the Cup and Puka together. That's a little too much.
Yeah, too much Rams without Stafford. I might just sit Puka for Kincaid.
Puka. Now asking, should you trade Flowers and Kincaid for Walker if these are the running backs? I mean, you do need help, but go bigger. Think you go bigger?
Yeah, you need help. But look, as somebody who just traded for Kenneth Walker last week,
bad timing.
I can say I'm not feeling great right now. I'm not feeling great. Not only did Charbonnet get a lot of touches, but then Pete Carroll raved about him this week. Raved about Charbonnet.
It's happening. It's happening. The takeover.
I don't know about the takeover, but I think the days of Kenneth Walker getting 90% of the touches may be over.
Yeah.
So I don't know if right now is when I would be trading for Kenneth Walker. Not that I hate this. I mean, I'm assuming if you're going to trade Kincaid and he's your flex, you probably already have a great tight end. Like you probably already have Andrews or Kelsey or Hawkinson or somebody like that, right? If he's your flex. So I guess it's okay. I mean, you certainly need running back help. Like you have a bunch of RB2s or worse. But I would try to go bigger if it was me. Like I would try to go like Puka and Kincaid. Find a team that just lost Darren Waller. Find the team that just lost Darren Waller. Offer them Puka and Kincaid and see if you can get a better RB.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not giving up too much here. These are just flex, plays for you normally, or backup tight end really. So I think it's fine, but yeah, try to get a little bit higher in running back if possible. All right, let's see. Samuel Piazza, of course, fins up. All right, and here's the question. 2 different leagues need 2 flex, Hendo, Hubbard, or Watson.
I mean, I think
Go both
sadly I'm
running
going
backs.
Hendo and Hubbard. I think I'm sadly going Hendo and Hubbard. They both have good matchups this week. I like Hubbard a lot. Hendo, I like. I wouldn't say I like him a lot, but I like him. He's in a good matchup. Look, I know he lost that touchdown to Royce Freeman, but he still was the only running back catching passes. If it's not Stafford, they may actually have to run the ball more. He may catch more dump offs from Brett Rippon. I mean, look, maybe this is the week. Maybe this is the week Watson goes off. Or maybe he does nothing again. So I'll go Hendo and Hubbard.
Yeah, I don't want to risk the 4-point game again. We keep saying it this week. Just got to see something different from the Packers first. Let's see it actually look better. And then, okay, fine. All right, so then need in a different league, needs between Hendo, Addison, Watson again, or Jeff Wilson. I can't start Jeff Wilson.
No, I'm probably going Henderson. Honestly. Cannot feel good about Addison with Jaron Hall. Can't feel good about Watson. Cannot start Jeff Wilson. Not even startable.
No.
Yeah, I'm probably going Henderson again here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, who knows with Jaron Hall? Like, who knows? Maybe you can just say, okay, he'll get enough targets. You could do something. If you want to take the chance, go for it. You can go Addison. But if you just want sure points, at least some floor, then it's Henderson. Twice. Have you heard anything about this? Brunel Jacobs, Josh Downs out with a knee injury. I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that either. Let's see.
Maybe he's with mispractice, but because he didn't get injured last week that I know of.
Do we have anything about him?
Which, well, I guess we'll do this first. And then, so if he is out, would you start Rice or Dell? Might just start Rice anyways. I mean, just Rice.
Yeah, it says he was limited today, so I'm not too worried about it yet, but I would probably go Rice anyways. I like Rice a lot this week. I would go Rice either way.
Yeah, so just go Rice and no worries. All right. Perfect segue to fantasy football is pain. We know this. All right, big trade.
All right.
10 team. Let's see it. Reek, Mondre Pacheco, and JSN for Cup, Pollard, Ridley, and Kincaid.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
Well, I still got to go Tyreek over Cup. I mean,
yeah,
I guess
right
that's pretty obvious. I still got to go Pollard over Ramondre.
Yeah.
Pacheco and Ridley feel pretty close to me. And then Kincaid and JSN. I mean, if Kincaid, like again, if you have Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, and you just grab Kincaid off waivers, I think I prefer the Tyreek side. It feels pretty close. Like I can sit here and say, like, this side wins this one, this side wins the other one. But one side gets Tyreek Hill, and the other side doesn't. And that's the tiebreaker for me. So I'm going with the Tyreek side.
Yeah, before the Stafford issue and even before just his down game last week, I think Cup and Hill, you're like, okay, same thing, both studs, but Cup is now a little bit concerning. A little bit. You still have to play him, but yeah. At first glance, I kind of like the right side overall better, but just the difference is Tyreek, right? The difference is Tyreek. Because I'm assuming in this league, I don't know. Well, I guess he didn't really say which side he's getting, did he? So
no.
I'm assuming whatever this is, JSN isn't a guy that's starting for you, if you're getting that side. So it's hard to say, but I don't know. I kind of like the players in the right better, but maybe just having Tyreek, unless you really needed those running backs, because one side's getting 2 running backs. Yeah, I mean, I could see it go either way. All right, we're still getting to the super chats because we have all these before we even got on. So let's do some quickies. These are from our regulars. Moises wants to know, would you start Deontay over Higgins or DJ Moore?
I think so. I mean, definitely over DJ Moore. I'd probably roll him over Higgins. He just feels a lot safer. I think he has decent upside this week in this matchup.
Yeah,
So I think, I would roll with Deontay over Higgins.
Titans defense, strong matchup. Yeah, go Deontay. And then Deontay over Josh Downs. This is non-PPR.
Yeah, even still, I'm going. I mean, both of them. I know Josh Downs has like had some big catches, but they're kind of random. I'd still go Deontay over Downs.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. So Orlando, if you're still on here, you got Deontay Johnson, and then round Betty. What do you think about the Steelers' defense tonight against Will Levis?
I mean, certainly there's potential for him. Again, we're talking about a rookie QB who made one start. It would not shock me at all if he goes out there and turns the ball over multiple times, and wouldn't be the first time. So it's certainly risky because maybe he is that guy. Maybe he's just the guy, right? We've seen this too, where a rookie he's the guy. He's that guy. So maybe he is. And then you're like, whoops, I shouldn't have played the Steelers. So it's risky, but they have upside for sure.
I mean, I'm not going to say they're my favorite defense this week,
Right.
but I think they'll be fine. I think they'll get a couple sacks. They could get turnovers. I don't think that Levis is going to go off, so I think they're fine. Pedro Navarro is 6-2. All right, last minute issues. Okay, let's see. You got Deontay Wilson, Puka, and Devonte. So I guess we sit one. Is Puka the odd man out?
Yeah, just sit Puka. Don't risk it with Brett Rippon. Just you have good options here. Just sit Puka.
Yeah, we like Deontay and Garrett a lot this week. Devonte Smith, again, just hard to sit. No reason really to sit him this week. So sit Puka. Trent and Jesse, rest of the season. Who would you want? Adams and Monty or Olave and Mixon?
I still got to go Adams and Monty. Adams and Olave close for me, but I still greatly prefer Monty to mix in. So I'm going to take the Adams and Monty side.
Let's see. I mean, I'm not giving up on Devontae Adams. If you saw Antonio Pierce press conference, you're fired up. You want all the Raiders now. You want to buy into that team. New start. What did they say? New era. It's a new era. Yeah.
It's a new era that he's only going to be a part of for half the season.
Yeah.
And then it'll be another new era next year.
Are you saying they're not going to make the playoffs? Oh man.
I'm saying they're not going to make the playoffs, and he's probably not going to be the head coach next year, unfortunately. Because
we'll see. We'll give him a chance. All right, sell, Jettis, or stay put. 5-3, and the highest score by a lot.
I mean, last week I would have said stay put, but now with Kirk Cousins done for the season, I think if you can sell him and get a really good return, you should, because I don't think Jefferson's going to come back and be a total bust. He's too good. But we can't expect the same Justin Jefferson. We just can't. It's Josh Dobbs. There's going to be meat left on the bone for sure. So, I mean, don't trade him, if you're not getting good offers. But if somebody's still willing to give you really good players for Jefferson, I'd be looking to move him right now.
We did get sort of, I guess, good news today. I saw with Jefferson, they're saying they expect him back sooner, not later. In other words, it's not going to be an extended absence. He's going to be eligible to come off pretty soon. So, maybe some of the worry about, are they going to bring him back, or is he going to have to, be out 6 to 8 weeks or something? It seems like that's kind of going away, but still, it's not Kirk Cousins. So I don't think don't feel compelled to trade him, only if you get a good return. All right, Sergio Salazar, Dallas or the Saints?
Saints against the Bears at home. Yeah. I don't want to play Dallas against the Eagles. No, thank you. Give me the Saints all day here. All day, Saints.
Easily the Saints. Bajan hasn't been like a turnover machine, but him versus Jalen Hurts, definitely streaming against.
Which defense do you think has a better chance of shutting the other one out?
Yeah. Easy sell there. This is Rookit. Burrow or Dak?
Definitely Burrow. Look, I like Dak a lot, but man, Burrow looks fantastic, looks all the way back, all the way healthy. They got a great matchup this week. He's got a great matchup. So definitely Burrow.
And Higgins is healthy, and they've had their bye. Yeah, Burrow for sure. And then one flex, Pitt, Deontay, or London.
I'm assuming that's Pitman.
assuming it's Pitman.
London hasn't practiced yet. Even if he gets a limited practice in tomorrow, too risky. Too risky. I do like Deontay tonight, but I don't think I could fade Pitman anymore. It's close between him and Deontay, but at this point, I'm just going to say Pitman.
I said I can't say no to Pitman anymore. I got to keep my word. I do like Deontay a lot, but go Pitman. Good matchup. All right, Dan. What's up, Dan Fuller? 12 team, full PPR, 1 wide receiver, 2, 1 flex, 2, 1. I guess he means 1 at wide receiver 2 and the flex. So I guess let's pick 2 of these guys. Higgins, Deontay, Nico.
I think I'm going Deontay and Nico. These guys are all like right there for me.
Yeah.
Like they would all be bunched very, very closely together, but I like Nico a lot this week, and I just like Deontay just a little bit safer than T. Higgins. Look, this could be a T. Higgins explosion week. It could just be T. Higgins continuing to do what T. Higgins has done. So I'll just go Deontay and Nico.
I like Nico this week. I have identified him thusly in the Booms video. And I like Deontay this week. So I would go those 2. I think Higgins is fine. It's really close here, but go Deontay and Nico. All right, now we always have our members who are with us every single week and every single day. Sometimes Juice 420, always watching. Did not have to do this because you already got the membership, but definitely appreciate the love, the super chat. So thank you, Juice.
Yes.
All right. So before we address Mac Jones.
Oh.
Huh? 8-0.
8-0. Nice.
That's what we're talking about. 14 team, and that's tough. All right, so got Minshew, got Royce Freeman. See if we can get to 9-0. There's Bijan. All right, gets better. Diggs, Waddle, Kincaid, Addison. CMC is on bye. That's why. Charbonnet, Jeff Wilson, Levis, McBride. Okay. Douglas, Mingo. Any changes? So, and then he's asking about Mac Jones because he's only wondering, would it be better than Minshew? And the answer there is pretty much no.
No, I will say Mac Jones is actually I'm the most interested in Mac Jones than I've ever been in probably my life, because I said this on the Star City video. The Commanders, since week 1, every quarterback that's faced them has finished top 10, including Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder was a top 10 QB in fantasy against Commanders, believe it or not. And they've all outscored their average by, I think, like at least 3 fantasy points. But it's still Mac Jones. I still prefer Minshew. But, man, I see why you're 8-0. This is a 14-team league. You got CMC Bijan. You got Diggs, Waddle, and you lost Jefferson?
Yeah, like how did you get CMC and Bijan and Jefferson? Or just CMC and Jefferson? How did you get both those guys? You must pull a trade on.
Like CMC, Jefferson, and Diggs, all first-round picks. Even Bijan, first round. How'd you get 4 first round? I see why you're 8-0, man. This team is stacked. Well done. Whatever you did, trades, you did something, man. Well done. Look, Jefferson's going to be your wide receiver 2 or 3 when he comes back. That's pretty awesome. Well done.
So I will just say this as far as the Mac Jones thing go. Like, okay, maybe the matchup, you're like, okay, but they just lost their best receiver for the season. And their best receiver is Kendrick Bourne, so there's take that for what it's worth. It's just like a helter-skelter kind of receiving core here. I think this might be the week that makes the Washington defense look good, which is what I'm saying.
Although they did trade away their 2 best pass rushers,
Although they did trade away their 2 best players, but I still would go Minshew. Minshew is totally safe against the Panthers. Yeah. Levis, would you entertain flexing Levis to see what he does?
You're 8-0 if you want to have some fun, like whatever. But I do actually like Minshew this week as much as I've ever liked Minshew. So yeah, Minshew's certainly safer, but if you want to go for it, you can go for it with Levis.
Yeah, if you're feeling it. I think Minshew's fine this week, though.
You're 8-0 if you want to
Yeah. McBride over Kincaid or just stick Kincaid because of the whole Clayton Tune thing?
Yeah, I think I still got to go with Kincaid over McBride.
And you can tell that Juice is a loyal viewer. Got guys like Mingo and Douglas and McBride, got all these guys before anybody else in his league, and it's a 14-teamer. So, again, when everyone's fighting on the waiver wire, like, wait, where are these guys? They're like, yeah, I already have them. I'm streaming Mingo in one league. I'm streaming Douglas in 2 leagues. But in your case, you got Addison. I think it's fine. Keep Addison in there.
Well done. Well done with that team.
There you go. All right. Let's move on to Joe. Dotson or Douglas?
I think I got to go Dotson. I do like Douglas this week, but Curtis Samuel hasn't practiced yet. So that should open things up for Dotson. Not too scared of the matchup here. I think I got to go Dotson over Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas interesting, but Dotson's certainly a higher ceiling. So, I mean, I do feel like Douglas is a little bit more of a sure bet to get you a few points because we've seen Dotson get shut out completely, and maybe they just don't have to throw much, but definitely a higher ceiling for Dotson. Yeah. And then Rice, Downs, or Moss to flex, assuming a different league.
I'll say in PPR I go Rice, in non-PPR I go Moss.
Yep. I think we already went Rice over Downs earlier. So yeah, Rice is solid. Andrea, welcome back also. Always here. Need one, Devonte Smith, Deontay, D-Hop, or Josh Downs. Only one.
Oh, man.
Hard to bench Devonte, but do you feel better about Deontay?
I mean, I feel safer about Deontay. I certainly feel safer about him. Like, he's got the floor.
It's the Cowboys. The question is the Cowboys matchup here. Were you enough off Devonte?
No. This isn't the same defense from earlier in the year. They're missing their best corner. They're missing their best, I guess he's technically a linebacker, but he's more like an interior player. Leighton Vander Esch. I mean, they're missing 2 of their best players. I mean, they still have Micah Parsons, but he's not going to cover Devonte Smith. So, he might get some, pressure on Jalen Hurts, but that's about it. I think if it's me, I'm going Devonte Smith. I just like the potential upside there. I do like Deontay. I think Deontay could have a nice game, but I mean, he hasn't caught a touchdown pass since Ben Roethlisberger. He hasn't caught a touchdown pass since Ben Roethlisberger last played. That's not even a joke. That's actual fact.
No, it's not.
So
he had one at all last year.
I mean, maybe this is the week, but maybe it isn't. How much? He doesn't have a huge ceiling. So look, if you just want like safe floor, that's probably Deontay Johnson. But I'm going Smith. I'm chasing that ceiling. I'm going Smith.
Yeah, D-Hop is the wild card here, but I don't think you need a wild card because you have Devonte Smith and Devonte Smith and Deontay Johnson. I don't know. I felt like last week could be a big Devonte week finally, and it was pretty big. But then I'm like, well, that was his big week. What is he going to do this week? You know what I mean? So I might go Deontay, but it's pretty close here. If you want to shoot for the upside, it's Devonte Smith. And then she wants to know also, different league, Foreman or Spears? Or
I think you got to go Foreman and hope he scores or something. What's the path for Spears?
Yeah.
That he rips off a long run or a long catch. That's it, right? That's it. He's not going to get goal line carries. They're probably not going to be getting blown out to where, like we saw earlier in the season, right? When they were getting blown out, we saw Spears playing a lot. It's probably not going to be the case. At least Foreman has touchdown upside. I mean, I don't really love either of these guys, but if I have to choose, I think I got to go Foreman.
Yeah, Spears didn't get used more with Levis at quarterback. They're throwing the ball more, which is nice for them. Yeah, go Foreman and hope he's still the lead guy, I guess. All right. By the way, guys, if you have dropped a super chat, we're going to get to them. We have just now caught up to the point where we actually got on the air because we had all these questions and chats lined up before we were live. So we are working our way there. Just stay with us. The Kraken, Deontay or Rice? And asking, why do you hate DK Metcalf?
Let's start with the Deontay. A lot of Deontay Johnson questions, like every single question.
Well, they're about to play.
True. I'm still going Deontay over Rice. I like Rice this week, but Deontay Johnson is just way, way, way safer, and he has a decent ceiling, and he's in a great matchup. So I'm going Deontay. And as far as disliking DK, I love DK Metcalf. I love the guy. He's awesome. He's fantastic. But I have to look realistically at people's situations. And coming into this year, what did I see? I saw a 30-something-year-old quarterback who was terrible for almost his entire career and then suddenly was good for like 3/4 of a season. So there's always risk there. And then that they drafted the best wide receiver in this class, who I figured would probably start carving out a role, who is starting to carve out a role. And I just looked at it and said it's going to be very hard for DK Metcalf to do what he normally does when he's competing with Tyler Lockett and Jackson Smith and Jigba now, and potentially Geno Smith not playing as well, which he hasn't. So all that stuff has happened. Now, there's another world where it didn't happen and DK Metcalf is playing great, but you just got to look at the things around the situation and try to make the best. And you got to try to put your biases out, right? Like you got to try to throw your biases out and not just be like, I love this player, so he's going to smash. Just hard to do. It's hard to do. I get it.
This is the number one way I've gotten better at fantasy in general is just that. And doing this really helps. You have to be objective. Take your biases out. Recency bias is the hardest one because we're programmed to think about the here and the now and what just happened. Take out your recency bias. Take out, your favoritism. Your guy, I like this guy. I'm always going to like this guy. You got to look at the numbers, not the players, not the jerseys. And so, I love DK Metcalf coming into the league. I was like, that's it. He's my number one dynasty receiver. He's not anymore. Not because I like him any less or think he's less talented than I thought, a couple of years ago. It just, the numbers aren't there. So we both pretty much strongly agreed DK Metcalf was being drafted too high this year. Yep. Just too high. He doesn't have that ceiling. He's not a guy who's going to get you 1,500 yards. Probably not even 10 touchdowns, maybe 10 touchdowns, but it just wasn't in the cards. And guess what? It hasn't been in the cards.
Yeah.
All right. This is interesting before we get to the next super chat. Never not hooping. Traded Tyreek Hill, but got Eckler, Keenan Allen, and Puka.
I mean, look, I don't want to trade Tyreek Hill, but when you're getting this kind of return, you kind of have to say yes.
Yeah. That would be the rare time I would say you did the right thing to sell Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
That's enough. That is enough. Hey, what's up, Michael Fawcett?
What's up, Michael?
We just talk about the Seahawks and Michael appears.
Yes.
PPR pick 2, Rachaad White, B-Rob, and James Cook. So who's out?
I think for me, Brian Robinson is out. I like Rachaad White this week. And you know what I really like? Todd Bowles talking about his pass catching and saying, you know what? We can't run the ball, so we're going to start throwing him the ball to try to, as an extension of the running game. We're just going to get him the ball in space that way.
Finally,
that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear, right?
It took so long, right? Why did they just figured out? Hey, he's good at catching. We should throw it to him.
Yeah. So I shouldn't say I love Rachaad White this week. I like Rachaad White this week, and it's finally a good matchup for him against Houston. Finally, not like a brutal run defense.
Right.
And then James Cook is in a good matchup against Cincinnati. They're not a strong run defense. It should be a high-scoring game. I know James Cook might only get 14 or 15 carries and a catch and not score and not really do a ton. But Brian Robinson just not getting the volume. He's just not getting the usage. I mean, he could score, but you just really need a touchdown from Brian Robinson right now. So I'm going White and James Cook.
Yeah, I keep hoping for better things from Brian Robinson. Maybe it happens this week, and I think it could. And again, maybe I'm trying to talk myself into this. This is my bias, because I was big on him preseason. But again, Patriots are pretty punchless right now, and offensively, maybe Washington can establish the run more, but I don't want too many maybes on there. I think Cook is fine. Just go with Cook and White. Chris, all in. Full PPR, start 2, and a flex. We got Henry, Foreman, Kamara, Jones. I think that'll be easy. CeeDee Lamb, Tank, Nico, Pitman. All right. I think I got mine. Who you got?
Yeah, Henry and Kamara running back.
Yeah.
CeeDee, Pitman, and Nico, wide receiver and flex. And then I'm definitely starting Dak over Howell.
There you go. Yeah, this one pretty straightforward. Sorry, Aaron Jones. Let's see it.
Yeah, right. Let's see something. Anything. Show me something.
Yeah. And then Python in the house, of course, always in the house. Yeah. Hit the like button on the way out, which don't worry, we're still here for almost 2 more hours. Kevin, also here. Deontay Johnson or Michael Thomas, it's standard scoring. Does that matter? I don't think it matters.
I'm trying to think of what scoring would benefit Michael Thomas. Like, if we went back to 2019 scoring?
Yeah, retro scoring. Those retro leagues.
Yeah.
That's a baseball thing.
It's Deontay Johnson in any format.
Which I'm still trying to wrap my head around exactly how that works, I guess, because you can research for it in baseball, fantasy baseball. This is how uber nerdy fantasy baseball players are. They do retro drafts. You go back like 20 years and like do a fantasy draft for a year that happened already, like 2 decades
But you
ago.
already know what happened. So you already,
Yes.
how is there any edge?
That's why I'm still trying to figure it out. But I guess there's a way. I don't know.
So it's like we're doing 2002. You just draft Barry Bonds. Okay, I won.
Well, maybe, but you have to put together a roster, and you still have to draft compared to other people.
I mean, he hit 73 home runs and had like 150 walks and drove in like 1,000 runs. Like, I win. I got Barry Bonds. I win.
That's one specific year.
I'm just saying. Well, one year they're going to have to do a retro for 2002, and then what?
I think it's just for fun. I don't know. All right. Yeah, it's Deontay Johnson. Optimum Gaming, full PPR, Trey McBride or Jaylen Warren at the flex.
Oh, man.
I mean, I like Trey McBride. Am I flexing him? I guess if Jaylen Warren's my other option, you know what? I actually think I would, because Tennessee run defense is pretty good. Jaylen Warren, is he going to score a touchdown?
Probably
I don't
not.
know.
Yeah. I mean, at least McBride might score a touchdown. I guess McBride. I mean, Warren is safer. Warren is like, he'll get you in PPR, he'll get you your 9 or 10 points. But that's all he's going to get. So McBride could score.
Go McBride. Why not?
Yeah, I guess.
McBride or die. All right. Thomas, who's the better stash, Hill or McBride?
Well, I still like McBride better long term, because look, and now we've seen Tamm Hill. Now the week where I finally give in, he's been limited both days with a hip injury. Watch, this is the week. This is the week.
It's the rule of Taysom.
He's gonna get like 2 touches this week. Right when I finally say fine, I give up Taysom. Gonna get like 2 touches. McBride's the better stash. He's an actual tight end. Ertz on IR. Kyler Murray coming back either this week or next week. Almost certainly this week or next week. It's McBride.
Going to keep saying McBride. Yep. Boomer just checking in. Good evening. All right. And then George Dominguez. Time to drop Watson. I mean,
you can. I dropped him in my 10-team home league to pick up Chuba Hubbard. My wife dropped him for a defense because she had no room. Like, I doubt anybody's rushing out to pick up Christian Watson. I wouldn't drop him in like deeper leagues where there's like, like in our endgame leagues. Like, I go to the waiver. It's like funny. Like, every week the waiver wire video comes out, and I go to the endgame leagues, and I'm like, yeah, all those players are already on somebody's roster.
All gone.
They're all gone. So I wouldn't drop them in leagues like that. But I mean, in shallower leagues, yeah, you can drop them if you need to. Don't just drop him like because he's been bad. But like, if there's somebody really good to pick up, like if you're gonna pick up Chuba Hubbard and play him as your RB2 this week, go for it.
Yeah, you don't have to drop like just for the sake of dropping, like rage drop, or
right.
You can calm drop if you want to. Like, yes. Steven knows what we're talking about. But yeah. What about Zafir Kaiser? Welcome. St. Brown, Swift, Fields, or Allen and Adams. Sounds like you got a juicy trade here.
Give me the St. Brown Swift side by a mile. I mean, I know Justin Fields isn't playing right now, and the other guy gets Josh Allen, but St. Brown alone is worth more than Adams. And then Swift and Fields for Allen, like, that is no way. I'm taking the St. Brown Swift side for sure. And like, I'll just put Fields on IR and go stream a quarterback. I'll go play Gardner Minshew this week if I have to. It's fine. Not a big deal for me.
It's not the worst thing. Now, actually, I don't know if this really matters. I don't think it does. He did say it's non-PPR, but
I mean, it doesn't really matter because St. Brown's still better than Adams in any format. And Swift actually, whatever, he's a running back, but I don't think it really matters. So, no, it doesn't matter for me.
yeah, I think, that kind of makes Swift more valuable, right? Because running back and non-PPR. Yeah, I think you got to prefer that first side.
Yeah.
Chris Wingfield just became a member yesterday,
Thank
I think
you.
it was. All right. What is up, Chris? Should I go with CJ Stroud or gamble with Levis? Or Geno Smith?
I'm not really feeling a big Geno game. I think Stroud could be okay this week. Stroud to me is like the safer guy. But if you want to gamble with Levis, go for it. I mean, it's certainly a gamble. It is a gamble. So really, I mean, I don't want to talk you out of Levis if you like him. He's got the upside. He's got the risk. He's got the upside. But I think Stroud should be pretty good this week. He feels pretty safe for me. So for me, I'm probably going Stroud because I don't like gambling at QB if I don't have to. Like, if I can get 18 points for my QB, okay, fine. I'll bank on the rest of my roster carrying me. But if I get 5 points for my QB, I'm probably losing that week. Like, I'm probably taking the L. It's hard to overcome 5 from your QB. So, not saying Levis is going to do that, but, So, if it's me, I'm going Stroud, playing it safe. But if you want to shoot for the upside, go with Levis.
Yeah, not feeling Geno. Going against Baltimore, really good defense. Yeah. I don't think I would do that. I would go Stroud too because, we've seen the low point for Stroud was last week. Did nothing basically, and it was a good matchup too against the Panthers. So I think he bounces back. I think he'll be okay. Not amazing, but I think he'll be fine. Levis is the gamble. But like I said, not feeling a big Levis week, so Stroud and just be fine. Vic needs 2, start 2, flex 1. Okay. Godwin, Hopkins, Higgins, Waddle, McLaurin, Palmer. Start 2 and flex 1.
Waddle's a must. And then it gets close. Godwin, Hopkins, Higgins, McLaurin. Got to start 2 of those guys and bench 2.
Yeah, I think we can pass on Palmer here.
Yeah, I don't even think he's practiced yet anyways. That knee injury, not a good matchup. I can easily pass on him.
So very close. These guys are kind of bunched together. All very good players. Inconsistent matchups are I feel McLaurin has a better matchup, but you feel better about him than Hopkins. I like Higgins in this group. I'll say, okay, I'll start Higgins. Waddle, Higgins.
I don't know. Maybe I'm too down on Higgins. I feel like Higgins is becoming one of these guys. Like, let me see you do it one time, please. I like Terry. He's like 3 weeks in a row. He's clearly the number 1 guy here. Even with Dotson balling out, Terry's been great too.
Mm-hmm.
Godwin's been great. This is very tough that you have to this is one of those ones, right? Where if you go, let's say you go Higgins, Hopkins, it could be Godwin and McLaurin that have the big games. If you go McLaurin, Godwin, it could be Higgins and Hopkins that have the big games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I'm looking for, if it's my team, I'm going Higgins, Waddle, flip a coin between Hopkins and McLaurin. Maybe lean Hopkins.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Waddle's the one I feel very good about. Like I said, those other 4 guys all close. It could go either way.
It's a good point.
I mean, if you're nervous about Higgins, which I kind of am, not that I think it's a great spot for Higgins this week, but it's like, man, just let me see it one time this year. Then I'm okay with McLaurin Hopkins.
Yeah,
but I'm also
think,
okay with Higgins Hopkins if you want to go for the ceiling.
But like last week, he was coming back from that rib injury.
Yeah.
I feel like he should be a little bit better. I mean, he was out there. He was okay. He was good.
Oh, sure.
Need him. They're going to need him more this week against Buffalo. So I feel
okay
about it.
I really could see him going off this week. Yeah. The other one's easy for me, with all due respect to Tua, it's Burrow. That was easy for me.
Same thing. Got to go Burrow. What's up, Joe? Joe McHenry. How you been? Henderson or Ramondre?
Fantasy football, man. Just 2 months ago, we're drafting Ramondre in the 3rd round, and nobody even Darrell Henderson isn't even on anybody's radar, not even on a football team, not even on a roster. And now it's week 9, and we're debating Darrell Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson, and it's actually a tough choice. That is fantasy football.
So what you and so again, one thing you can't consider here is like the sunk cost fallacy. Like, well, I drafted Ramondre in the 3rd round, but I have to start. You don't have to start him. And Henderson is just as valuable right now. Henderson was the leading receiver.
Yeah.
For this team last week, but it's Brett Rippon. Exactly. I think I'll just barely give the edge to Ramondre.
Yeah. If it was Stafford again, maybe I would say Henderson because I'd feel better about the role and the usage in the offense, but you don't know what Brett Rippon. So, yeah, I guess slight edge to Ramondre.
My hope is that he's the leading receiver for the Patriots. Jay Swole, Pitman or Rachaad White in the flex?
I think you still got to go Pitman. I mean, I'm assuming PPR because that's really, if it's not PPR, then I think you definitely have to go Pitman. But even in PPR, I still got to go Pitman. He's been good.
Yep. Not doubting Pitman. Michael O, half PPR, pick 2. Addison, Higgins, Deontay, Cooper, and Puka. Another tough one.
I'm going Deontay and Cooper. It's not really that tough for me, honestly. I mean, Deontay and Higgins is close, but maybe I'm too nervous about Higgins. And look, I could certainly see Higgins going off for a big game this week. But I like Deontay enough where I'm like, I'm not going to risk it with Higgins. Just give me Deontay Johnson tonight. He should be good. I like Cooper. Cooper's been mostly great this year. Unless they actually do play Dorian Thompson-Robinson, which it doesn't sound like, but if they somehow do, then I'll play Higgins over Cooper. But right now I'm going Deontay and Cooper.
Yeah, so we just talk about the Rams and the risk here, and Puka can't feel good. I can, out of this list, say, okay, no to Puka, and I can say no to Addison just because they're quarterback situations. For me, it's tough. I like Deontay. I think he's solid, but it's half PPR. The touchdowns are like Higgins. I'm a little kind of back in on Higgins this week. Cooper is the one. I don't know, but I said I wouldn't doubt him. So I guess it sounds like it's trending more towards Deshaun Watson playing, if anything. That's what it seems like, but who knows? And then for how long, right? So I might go Higgins and Cooper and shoot for the upside because it's half PPR. I know Deontay is kind of the safer play, but if you don't want to worry about the Browns, then sure, you can go Deontay and that's fine. All right, what about Demon Slayer? Also half PPR, also Amari Cooper, Mondre, Pickens, or Chuba. I just pick one to flex.
Right now I'm going Cooper. And then it sounds like it's either going to be Watson or PJ Walker. So I'm going Cooper. If for some crazy reason they say Dorian Thompson-Robinson is going to start, then I'd probably pivot to Chuba.
Yeah, Pickens is always tempting. Always tempting. It's a good matchup for Pickens, but again, it's boom or bust, right? So I think we should feel good enough about Cooper. I'm done doubting Cooper. Doubted him because he was playing the 49ers. Watson was out. Doubted him because he had the Browns. Like, no reason to doubt him this week. So just go Cooper. Arvin Angeles, Jackson and Laporta for Mike Evans and Pollard. Has Kyler Murray and Jake Ferguson. Well, Ferguson, but What do you think? I mean, on the surface, I know you would approve of doing a quarterback and a tight end to get a running back and a receiver, but you feel like
Yeah.
this is enough.
Yeah, that's the thing here. Like Evans has been okay this year, but Pollard, I mean, he's the one. He's the one I really worry about. I mean, you said it. You were the one saying, like, you know, some guys aren't good in that lead, every down role. And maybe we're seeing that with Pollard this year. He's not built for that. Like maybe it was a good thing to have Zeke there. Like, hey, Zeke, when we need those tough yards, Zeke can get it, and then you can get out in space and do your thing. That's my worry. My worry here is that, like, Laporta to Ferguson to me is a big drop. I know Ferguson had a nice game last week, but that was a great matchup. And let's not forget what he did the previous, 4 weeks where he did almost nothing. So that's a pretty big drop for me. If Pollard never is better than he is now, where he's just what are we thinking about Pollard right now? He's like a high-end RB2, probably. How we have to view Pollard right now?
Pretty much.
And Evans is like kind of a boom bust wide receiver 2-ish kind of guy. Like if that's all they are rest of the season, like if they don't ever change from that, then I don't know if you're gonna be happy with this trade. So, I mean, almost always I'm gonna side with the players, but I think in this case, because the drop from Laporta to Ferguson is just too big, and then I think the drop from Lamar to Kyler is too big too. I'm gonna keep Lamar and Laporta.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in on Kyler Murray this year. I don't, want to have to start him if I don't have to. And I've been doubting Mike Evans all year, and that was burning me at first. But now we're seeing this Bucs offense look a little bit more like I expected. So it all comes down to Pollard. If Pollard bounces back and comes through with the type of season we, would hope he would have had, you win. But right now, I'm not loving it either. So yeah, Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
All right, what about Hector Savage? Start 2, got Rice, Lockett, Hopkins, Coop, and we have to pick a QB.
Well, here I'm going Cooper and Hopkins. And then again, if for some reason Kevin Stefanski's like Deshaun Watson's not ready to play, and we're gonna put the rookie Dorian Thompson back out there instead of PJ Walker, then forget Cooper. Then I'll go Hopkins and Rice. Obviously, you're going to play Hopkins tonight, but right now I'm going Hopkins and Cooper.
Interesting. I thought you might go Rice over Hopkins because you like Rice this week.
I know, but I can't tell somebody to bench DeAndre Hopkins like that. That just seems like irresponsible to be like, hey, Hopkins just had a huge game. bench him now. Like, look, I do like Rice, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there's no risk with Rice either. I mean, So I think as much as I like Rice, I still got to go with Hopkins.
Yeah, I'm going Hopkins and Cooper. And QB1, Levis, I mean, you really want the stack maybe, but I think it's got to be Howell, right? Howell over Levis.
Yeah, I'm going Howell over Levis. Look, he's had plenty of upside too. It's not like he doesn't have upside. It's not like, a guy like CJ Stroud, who I feel like doesn't have a ton of upside, but should be solid. Howell has a ton of upside as well. So I would just go Howell.
Now this one, you might go Levis. Michael Fleets, Levis, or Jordan Love?
Yeah, just gamble on Levis here. Just gamble on Levis. Like, what are we expecting from Jordan Love at this point? Just gamble on Levis. See what he does.
Pain. That's what I expect.
Yeah.
Expect pain. Jordan Love has honestly, statistically, been one of the worst quarterbacks in the entire NFL. Like, it's getting to be like worse than Zach Wilson level. Honestly, Zach Wilson's looked better than him the last couple of weeks. All right, what about this? Sean Wallace, this seems like a fair question. Levis, he says player prop at 215. Okay, so I'll look right now because I was like, that seems low. So on Underdog right now, they've got him at 202 passing yards, 202.5. 217.5 passing and rushing yards. That's total. Now, he's not a running quarterback, but still, a guy will scramble a little bit here and there. So Do you like that? You think? I mean, I know we don't love him tonight. You think he goes over like 217 total yards?
Yeah, I think I like that 202 in it, passing yards. I think I like that one. I think he can definitely do that.
Because if nothing else, you figure, okay, if they're behind or losing, Pittsburgh's playing well, you can at least put up enough yardage here. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. Well, this actually seems like a good time. Let's just take a look at it because some people have asked about Underdog. I know we're catching up on the super chats, but this is a good time for those who weren't with us at the very, very beginning. That's right. It's commercial time. Underdog, you might realize we're partnered with them. So quick reminder that you can take the new customer special. It's Kenny Pickett, just needs a yard, right? You don't have to play him on your fantasy team, but take him on Underdog if you're signing up for the first time, higher than half a total yard, because that's basically a free pick here. Look, you think you like Levis, you want to go both quarterbacks, go higher on Levis for that 202 yards, passing yards, or look at how many other options there are. 11.5 rushing yards. Who knows? Maybe he'll do that. You can do completions, interceptions. If you think he's going to get picked twice or more, you get a boost. You double it. They have modifiers. Derrick Henry just has to reach the end zone once. You get 1.25 booster here. Rushing yards, rushing attempts. So if you feel like you know how the game is going to flow, that might be a good one. And there's DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, we're feeling there. 4 receptions. That feels pretty low, don't you think? After last week, just 4 catches. But he only had 4 catches last week, didn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just they were all touchdowns.
Yeah.
You going lower?
I don't think I would even take that one, honestly. That feels pretty pushy to me.
Yeah, and also I tell you this, I hate the ones that aren't that they're an even number when it's not a half, because then you could push. I don't want to push. I want to either win or lose. I want to know. So Treylon Burks, 2 receptions. But again, if it's risky, if you're like, I don't know, just ignore it, move on, right? Find one you do like that you feel pretty confident about. I don't know if I love any of these Tennessee ones tonight, to be honest.
Steelers. Let's go look at the Steelers.
Yeah. So again, if you're new, if you're just signing up, you haven't tried Underdog, you don't know what it's about, just again, we got a link. You can click the link below, download the app, use the promo code ENDGAME to get your deposit match. Definitely do that, because every dollar you put in, up to 500, you get matched. Take the Kenny Pickett higher special, and then pick something else you like. Anything else jump out here? Deontay Johnson, we've been talking him up. Again, that reception total, I don't like the even number. I think the receiving yards, I've been picking first downs lately. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. What about 9 targets?
Oof.
Seems high.
I mean, he did get a lot of targets last week, but that's a big number. I don't think I would take that.
Yeah, I want to feel really confident about it. So maybe the receiving yards for him.
I might like this Pickens higher than 52.5, because he could do that on like 2 catches. Oh, and it just went up to 53.5 right after I clicked it.
You're influencing the system once again. Yeah. So always be aware that they update constantly. So make sure you lock in. Once you see something you like, lock it in. And during the game, they're constantly updating. So anyways, check that out, guys. If you haven't tried Underdog, super easy. I mean, look, this is exactly what it is. Once you sign up and you put your deposit there and you get your match there, that's it. Go to Pick'ems and just pick some players and some wagers here that you like. That's it. All right. But let's get back to the super chats, because we do have a lot to catch up on. I want to answer all your questions before the game starts. So let's get to Spice. Pick 2, Puka, DJ Moore, Deontay, London, and Gabe. 2.
Am I actually going Deontay and Gabe?
I would say London, but we don't even know. He's not practicing. He's too risky.
Yeah,
Puka risky. DJ Moore risky.
DJ Moore is no ceiling. Puka risky with Brett Rippin. I guess I'm just going Deontay and Gabe. Hope it's another big Gabe week.
Yeah, I mean, these are all super talented players, right? That's not the issue. But backup quarterback, injury, go Deontay and Gabe.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, with another one. Of course. Thanks for your help and thanks for watching. Flex 1, Lockett, Amari, Cook, Myers. Just one.
Well, I'm going Amari. Yeah, I'm going Amari again, unless they start the rookie. Then I'd probably go Lockett. I don't really love Lockett this week, but probably like him more than those guys. But hopefully Amari gets at least PJ Walker or Deshaun Watson. You can feel good about him. Going for Amari.
Yeah. Go Amari should be fine. This tells you how far back we are. I got Transformers comments that I'm just now catching up on. I like this. This is a big tip here. If you're forced to watch a rom-com, then she should be forced to watch a Transformer movie. All right. Roast beef. Are we overreacting about Kenneth Walker? I don't think so. I mean, we're not saying you have to bench him.
No. But I think you'd certainly have to be. Look, I know I talked about it a lot in the offseason. Charbonnet, one of the best running backs in this class. They took him in the second round. I mean, you had to think at some point we were going to start seeing Charbonnet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still going to be Kenneth Walker's backfield, but the worry for me for Kenneth Walker is he's not a pass catcher. And if he starts losing carries to Charbonnet, that's going to really kill his value because he's not going to be able to get you, 3 or 4 or 5 catches. And it's like, okay, like, he didn't do a lot on the ground, but he caught 4 or 5 passes, so it's okay. But I still think he's, in an RB1 right now. I'm not like, full-fledged panic mode on him or anything.
No, I mean, you're still starting him 9 times out of 10, unless you're in a shallow league or you have a stacked running back room or something. So I don't think it's overreacting to think that this high-end running back might start to see more touches. And the real thing is, I know you always say this, Kenneth Walker, the limitation with him is kind of like it has been with Nick Chubb. And I shouldn't even bring up that name because all the Chubb truthers are going to start throwing, knives, but not a pass catching running back. Charbonnet is a pass catching running back. So anyways, no, I mean, you're still starting Walker most of the time. JV Too Much did drop the super chat. Here's the question on the flex spot: Deontay, Flowers, Higgins, or Jason?
I'm going Deontay slightly over T. Like T could certainly have the bigger game this week, but I just feel good enough about Deontay Johnson. I'm just going to put him in my lineup. Take whatever he gives me, basically.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely not starting Zay Flowers of this group. No. JSN, no.
Zay Flowers like dead to you now.
No, now. Just for 1 week. No, it's either Deontay or Higgins. Higgins, I think, has bigger ceiling, but I feel safe. I feel a little warmer, fuzzier about Deontay. Yuya Oda, welcome back.
What's up?
Superflex, Tua, Ramondre, Rashad White, Hopkins, Adams, McBride, Hunt, Jay Hall,
Tamm
Hill, and then a kicker and Puka. Okay, so Taysom Hill, is Taysom Hill the second quarterback here then, or the Superflex?
Yes. But are we just starting Taysom Hill over Jaren Hall in the Superflex? Or are we starting a player? I'm actually starting Taysom Hill in our Endgame Dynasty League in my Superflex.
Yeah, it took me a second to realize who Jay Hall was. Like, oh yeah, that guy. I would rather go Taysom at quarterback.
Are we starting like Puka over those guys this week?
Sure. I guess that's Jacoby Myers. That's supposed to be. I was thinking it was the kicker, Jason Myers. Look, Tua, yes. Mondre and Rashad White. I guess that's your choice. Hopkins, fine. Adams, fine. McBride, Hunt. Is Hunt the flex then here?
I guess. And then Hall's a super flex.
I might still flex Puka over Kareem Hunt. And I would put Taysom over Hall. Hill over Hall.
Yep. Might do that too. Oof.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got guys on bye. That's why you're in this situation.
Right. Jacob Crockett. Devonte Smith or Higgins?
Well, here I can pretty easily go Devonte Smith. Not worried at all about the matchup this week. Let me see Higgins boom. I'll just go with Devonte Smith.
And then would you put Higgins or Swift at the flex?
I'm going Swift. I'm going Swift. Again, this should be a high-scoring game. Eagles, Cowboys, this should be one of the highest-scoring games. Of course, we say that, and then it ends up being like 13-9 or something. Like what? Like we're like, what? But really, the way these two teams match up, the way the defenses are, it should be a very high-scoring game. Give me Swift.
Yeah, I do want to keep Swift in there because Cowboys are good against the run, but not as good. And Swift catches, I mean, assuming PPR, he catches plenty of passes. So you're not losing a floor here. I could be wrong on this. My gut is telling me Higgins over Smith, but this is close either way. I mean, I think you're good either way. Gabriel Loera. Jalen Hurts is awesome. Yes.
Yes.
But who should I get if I trade him?
You gotta get some really good players back. You gotta get something really good back. Because remember, you're probably gonna, if you trade Jalen Hurts, you're probably gonna be streaming QB. So you're gonna be looking at like Sam Howell's, Gardner Minshew's, guys like that. So you better get a really good running back or a really good wide receiver back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure why you want to trade him. Don't trade him because you picked up Will Levis off waivers.
Yeah,
I mean,
trade Will Levis instead.
I said this for a reason because I'm going to show you the next comment I'm about to put up. But it's got to be a stud player, like a stud receiver. I don't think you'll get like Amon-Ra St. Brown for him, but you never know. People value quarterbacks very highly. Yep. Okay, so not a super chat, but I have to put this up. SD Fuzzy wants to know Will Levis or Justin Herbert.
Look, I know it's the Jets. It's a tough matchup, but I still am starting Justin Herbert over Will Levis.
Not assuming Will Levis will go for 4 touchdowns again. Different situation. Yeah, you got to keep Herbert in there. All right, what about I'm CXDL? I don't know. Down bad. Half PPR. Chuba or Najee?
Chuba. Definitely Chuba. I am not. I mean, you got to be down really bad to start a Steelers running back. I'm going with Chuba.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, I'm going to say Chuba too. Najee's just not doing it. And it's not a good spot for him either.
Nope.
What about Carlos D369? Got Cooper, Pickens, Lockett, Addison, pick 2.
I got to go Cooper and Pickens. And then again, I'll say if for some reason they decide to go Dorian Thompson-Robinson, just play Lockett. But I'm going Cooper and Pickens.
Yeah. Can't feel great about Lockett with this matchup. Addison can't feel great about him with his quarterback. So Cooper and Pickens it is. I'll go back to this. I'm trying to see Yuya Oda with that super flex question. I don't know if this must be the same roster, I would assume. It says I have Russell Wilson, JJ Tannehill, Fournette, but can't roster them. What do you mean you have them but can't roster them?
Yeah, it's weird. Because I would much rather start Russell Wilson in my super flex. I mean, I don't love Russell Wilson, but he's at least.
I get like JJ and Tannehill are on IR and Fournette isn't like, I guess, active. So maybe there's a reason you can't activate them. But why would Russell Wilson not be on your roster if you have him? That's why I don't get. Like, if you can start Russell Wilson, start Russell Wilson.
Wait, Broncos are on bye this week, aren't they?
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So never mind.
Okay. So that's explaining the why it's okay. Got it. All right, inner flux. Which 2? Mostert, Henry, Metcalf.
Oh man.
There's a chance to prove that you hate DK Metcalf again.
Yeah. Well, Henry's the one, and then it's like, what about Mostert or Metcalf?
I'm going Mostert.
Oh man. I guess. I feel like I mean Mostert could still score.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're seeing the end of Mostert. I feel like everybody who hung on him for dear life is going to kick themselves for not trading him when they could have. But
you can still start him this week. Feel pretty
good. All right, I guess Henry and Mostert.
There you go. Dan Henry, what is up? Olave on the waiver wire for whatever reason. But now he's saying, do you drop Pitman or Ridley to get him?
No, I mean, you don't have anybody else on your roster. I mean, maybe this is why Olave's on the waiver wire, because
it's like an 18 league,
4-team league, 6-team league, something. But yeah, like you don't have anybody else you can drop for him.
I guess drop Ridley.
I guess, but
yeah, I mean, I guess. All right, what about Van Man? Got Etienne. Which two running backs to stash between Akers, Algier, Spears, Texans RBs, or Miles Sanders? Any of these?
I think Akers looks like a good stash right now. He's starting to creep up on Madison. And then between Algier and Spears, it's close for me. They're both kind of like handcuff guys who are going to need something bad to happen that we don't want to see happen, which I'm not going to say the word. So, yeah, Akers, and then pick one of those two guys. Here's what I would say, Van Man. If you're in a league that lets you drop bench players after they've played, which a lot of leagues do, grab Spears right now. If nothing bad happens tonight, which I think you know what I mean, then drop Spears and grab Algier, and let's hope nothing bad happens Sunday.
There you go. Makes sense. What about Happy? PPR flex Addison or DJ Moore?
I think I still have to go Addison here. Just cannot. There's just no. The only ceiling for DJ Moore is like he catches a slant, breaks a tackle, and goes all the way for a touchdown. Yeah. I mean, he's had two great matchups and done nothing. And it's not his fault. I'm not blaming his Tyson Bajan.
Right.
At least Addison, maybe they scheme him open. Maybe Jaren Hall is okay. I guess I'll go Addison.
Yeah, I think just hope Addison gets a touchdown, does something, gets peppered with targets. Go Addison, and look, who knows? Maybe Jaren Hall is the next Will Levis. And then Ford or Hubbard? Probably go Hubbard.
Yeah, I'm just going Chuba. I mean, I like Ford. I like his matchup, but look, he's still with that ankle injury. Think probably just go Hubbard this week, Chuba this week.
There you go. What about Tristan Edlund? Half PPR and 1 point for first down. Okay.
All right.
Flex Cook or Deontay?
I feel like I still like Deontay. I feel like he probably gets a decent amount of first downs. I don't really look at first down numbers, so I have no idea, to be honest. I think I probably still go Deontay.
Yeah, I'm going Deontay. I think that makes me actually like Deontay more because Cook is not really like a chain mover type of running back. You know, he's I think he's solid, but even in half PPR, I've got to go Deontay. All right, let's do a quick lightning round. Some of the non-super chats. Answer these questions as quickly as we can. KR, would you drop Dallas for Pittsburgh defense tonight?
Yeah, I don't really want to start Dallas, so sure.
Yeah, I think so. I would do that too. What about Noel? Minshew or Love? Definitely Minshew.
I mean, almost anybody over Love. Not everybody, but almost anybody.
Pretty much. All right. And then what about, I don't know if that's quick enough. All right. Well, let's just go to this one. The Wizard of Odds. Pick 2 in the Superflex, AOC, Levis, Carr, or Heineke.
I think I'm just going Levis and Carr. I'm not putting O'Connell in. Heineke, maybe, but maybe not. I'll just go Carr and Levis. Carr and Levis.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, O'Connell, let's see him look good first. I mean, I know he's got good receivers and all that, but even with the matchup, it is a tasty matchup with the Giants, but I'll go Levis. All right, and then we got Carr for sure. Carr for sure, and then Levis. All right, what about X, formerly known as Twitter? 12 team, half PPR, 2-6. All right, we need some help here. Lamar Jackson, Kareem Hunt, Chuba Hubbard, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman, Taysom Hill, Garrett Wilson, Trey McBride, Aaron Jones, Madison, Hollywood, Tank, Puka, Yes, need help at RB, but let's do who are we starting at wide receiver?
Yeah, I'm
CD.
starting. Yeah, I guess I'm going Lamb and Pitman. I do really like Garrett Wilson this week, but I think you probably got to go Lamb and Pitman.
I wonder if he's already the flex there because you got Taysom Hill, I guess, at tight end, and then maybe Wilson's your flex. Hopefully, you can flex Wilson.
Yeah, hopefully Wilson's your flex. I like that. Hunt and Chuba. I mean, yeah, I'm not starting Madison or Aaron Jones over. I mean, at least Hunt's getting touchdowns and he's got a good matchup. Aaron Jones, let me see anything. And Madison just, I mean, how long till before Madison's on, 50% of waiver wires? So, yeah, I think you're good there. Good luck, man. Hope you pull it out this week.
Yeah, I think your lineup is actually, I don't want to say good, but good enough. Is that the way that I would set it? Yeah, running back, I know injuries and things happen. Okay, so how can we make this running back room better? I don't know if anybody's willing to take Aaron Jones. If they are, or Madison, try it. Puka, trade Puka.
Yeah, maybe try to package Puka and Aaron Jones, who still has some name value, and see if you can get can you get a Rashad White? Can you get like a guy like that? Somebody in that range?
Yeah, probably. I mean, with Puka's name value now, I mean, I think you might even be able to do better. But yeah, aim higher. See if you can do Puka and Aaron Jones or Madison or something, some combination there, and try to upgrade at running back. All right, Benny Black, what's up? Dumpster fire options. All right, we're here for it. Freeman, Sharps, Dylan, or Pierce? Just go Royce. Roll with Royce.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah, Sharps just not getting enough touches necessarily. Dylan, no thanks. Pierce might not even play. I think you got to go with Royce. Time to trade away Kenneth Walker. I know we kind of already talked about that.
I mean, if you can, but you gotta get a good return. You can't just trade him away because you're worried about Charbonnet or whatever. So if you can and you can get a good return, sure.
Yeah. All right, Mac. Tua, Deontay for Debo, or Tua, Deontay, Javonte for Adams.
I don't think I do either of these.
Yeah.
I don't think Deontay and Debo is that big of a difference. And I don't think Deontay and Javonte, I feel like that's an overpay for Adams right now. So I'm not doing either of these.
Yeah, Debo, I mean, it's not like he's been ripping it up even when he was healthy. He's been good sometimes, not good other times. So I don't feel like this is helping you to get Debo. And it feels like a little too much for Adams. Adams' value right now should be much lower. So you could probably get away with less. It's not bad, but yeah. Wizard of Odds also wants to know about the flex. If you got these guys, who are you flexing?
I might just flex McBride. Can't really do it with Spears. Ferguson. Mingo. I don't know. Am I feeling Mingo this week? I might just go McBride.
I feel like McBride's the floor play, maybe. But again, see what Clayton Tune does. I am flexing Mingo in one league. I'll just say that. I mean, he's kind of dependent on those big plays down the field, but he's more the boom bust type. All right, what about Augustin Olvera? Start 2, Eckler, Pollard, Bijan.
Eckler and Bijan. Pollard's the one I'm benching. Yeah. Bijan against Minnesota should be great this week. I'm going Eckler and Bijan.
Yeah, Pollard's the one you can bench for sure. And then give me that hot dog. Jerry McLaurin, Gabe Davis, Rashee Rice, or T. Higgins, which two in half?
I think I got to go McLaurin and Higgins. Davis just a little too risky. Same with Rice. I mean, I like Rice, but a little too risky there. So I'm going to go McLaurin and Higgins.
Yep. Definitely going Higgins in this group. Gabe is interesting, but McLaurin really doesn't have a bad matchup at all. I think I like Terry this week. So Higgins and McLaurin. What about Elmer Sanchez? What to do with Pollard and Olave? Well, it kind of depends, but don't sell low, I would say, on either one.
Yeah, definitely don't sell low. But this is not really a good time to be trading them because obviously their value is kind of low now. But I mean, look, if you can still get a good return for them, take it. But yeah, probably just got to hold these guys and hope it gets better. I think it will. I definitely think it will for Olave. Pollard, I'm a little more on the fence about because he doesn't look good. He just doesn't look good. So, but you probably just have to hold.
Yeah, I'm holding Olave. I feel like positive regression should be coming. He's getting targeted. He, like you said yesterday, I think everything's in place for him except the results haven't materialized. But I feel like it could. So I'm holding Olave. The chemistry with Carr hopefully gets better and doesn't just all go downhill fast. And Pollard, just hold for now too. There's so many running backs out there that aren't getting as many touches as Pollard. I would just hold these guys. Jedi Koth. Flex, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, or Zay Flowers in half PPR.
I'm going Garrett Wilson. I really like Garrett Wilson this week. I think he could even score a touchdown maybe. So, look, Pickens could always hit on a big play and come through. But I just think Garrett Wilson is such a good spot this week. That's who I'm going with.
Yeah, it's definitely not Zay Flowers. There's no way. No. I like Pickens for upside, but yeah, I do actually like Garrett Wilson this week too. I mean, you got to be encouraged by what you've seen from him, and I almost want to say Zach Wilson too. He's actually not looked terrible the last couple of weeks. So go Garrett Wilson. What's up, Julio? How do you feel about Hollywood and Garrett Wilson rest of season?
I feel pretty much the same about Garrett Wilson. In great matchups like this week, you can feel good starting them, but in tough matchups, you're probably going to have to bench them. I definitely like Hollywood Brown rest of the season because we're going to see Kyler maybe this week, but almost certainly next week. And look, even Kyler coming back from ACL is still a better thrower than a healthy Josh Dobbs. Marquise Brown should be having a much bigger season than he's been having right now. So I like Marquise Brown a lot rest of the season.
I think you got to feel these guys are going to keep getting better than they were earlier in the season. So, yeah, strong holds. I wouldn't say buy low necessarily, but good guys to go out and get if you can get the right price. All right, this might be the easiest question to answer all night long. Right. Justin Parnell wants to know who's the better chess player out of us two. It's easily Chris. Easily.
I think I just play more chess than you.
This is true. I actually had not played for a long time, like for, I don't know, like years until we started our little back and forth. So, but you're still better than me. I can't use that excuse. It's been 5 years we've been playing nonstop, and like you still beat me consistently 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah. And I do want to say, by the way, real quick, that's nothing to do with chess. But if you did sign up for Underdog during the stream here and you're like, I don't see the Kenny Pickett. Apparently Underdog changed it to Derrick Henry because they were worried about Kenny Pickett not playing tonight. But you get Derrick Henry higher than half a yard. So you should see that. If you did sign up for Underdog some point during the stream, you'll see Derrick Henry. Same thing, though. You just need higher than half a yard. He can get that. So anyways, I did just want to see that in case people signed up during the stream. I just saw that from Underdog. They changed it. So.
Yeah, it makes sense because he was questionable. I feel like that's better. I feel a little bit better about Derrick Henry getting half a yard.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Jeff Scott. Taysom Hill or Kyle Pitts?
Look, I'm going Kyle Pitts, but Jeff, if you want to play Taysom Hill, go for it. I'm not talking anybody out of Taysom Hill anymore. If it's me, I'm putting Pitts in. But look, especially like Taylor Heineke, no Drake London, it could be a big Pitts week. But if you want to go Taysom Hill, I'm not talking you out of it. Go for it.
Right. I'm putting Kyle Pitts in. That's if it's my team, that's what I'm doing. But You want to flex or stream Hill? That's fine. What about Brandon Cooks or Christian Watson?
Give me Cooks. It's actually a really good matchup for Brandon Cooks this week. Brandon Cooks has done more than Christian Watson in the last 2 games. Just sad to say, but I'm going Brandon Cooks.
Out on Watson until he actually does something. Let's see it happen. All right, let's do a couple of quick ones here. Another impromptu lightning round tonight. Rahman, Hopkins or Pickens?
Hopkins safer, Pickens the ceiling.
Yeah, I think I might even lean Hopkins still. All right, what about Guilty Neverland? Garrett Wilson or Mike Evans?
Garrett Wilson.
Like Garrett Wilson, that's right. That's not an easy question. Neither is that. All right, what about this legendary pest control? Charbonnet or Warren?
I'll just go Warren. At least he has a floor. I mean, Charbonnet, we don't know. We don't know how many touches he's going to get. Warren at least has a floor. Give me Warren.
Yeah. And then Boomer. Should I drop Michael Wilson, Miles Sanders, Sutton, Pierce, or Sharbs for Demario Douglas?
Miles Sanders. You can drop Miles Sanders. I mean, you could probably drop Michael Wilson too, but maybe not because Kyler's coming back. But Miles, 2 carries last week. Two. Yeah. If his name was not Miles Sanders, he wouldn't even be on any roster.
This is true. Yeah, you can drop Sanders, and you might even be able to drop Pierce. All right, Vinny. What's up, Vinny? Puka or Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson. I like Garrett Wilson a lot this week. I'm going Garrett Wilson.
There you go. Picked up McBride. Very nice. Underdog picks. Well, we did already review this, Vinny. By the time when he asked this, which was a while ago, I think we had already gone over our picks. So we're not going to do that again, but hopefully y'all caught those.
Yeah.
95. Welcome back. So I brought up a trade yesterday. We've been counting back and forth. So he offered Keenan Allen and Goff for Burrow and Addison.
Yeah, I'm taking this just to get the Allen over Addison upgrade. Look, Goff is fine. You can stream this week. Goff is fine. I'm taking Keenan Allen and Goff, and I'll figure it out at quarterback. That's just too big of an upgrade at wide receiver.
Goff has been fine. He's been solid. You can go Goff, and obviously Burrow's better, but it looks like a big advantage now to get Keenan over Addison. So yeah, I would do that. Vic, non-PPR, Aaron Jones, Hopkins, Foreman, or Osborne?
Gotta be Hopkins. Gotta be Hopkins.
Yeah.
Way above these guys, in my opinion.
Richard T. Full PPR, McLaurin, Puka, Amari, or Olave. We need 2.
Well, I guess I got to go Amari. I'm done doubting Amari. Man, McLaurin and Olave are both so close. Boy. I might still go Olave.
Yeah, I feel like I want to keep Olave in there. Look, I know this Bears defense hasn't been that bad, and now they're better, but I still feel like Olave's got a high enough ceiling. So,
yeah,
Amari and Olave.
But man, I do like McLaurin this week.
All right, let's help Jake Cogs out because needs it for tonight. Deontay or Pitman?
I think I gotta go Pitman. I do like Deontay, but I think I like Pitman more, especially in half PPR. I'm gonna go Pitman.
It's a good matchup for him. I think again Deontay maybe a little safer, but maybe not because Pittman's been good even in bad matchups. So go Pitman.
Yeah.
All right, Steven. Talk him out of playing Taysom. Can't do it.
I can't do it anymore. Look, if you don't want to play him, I totally get it. I don't want to play him either. But you can't love Addison this week. You can't love Watson this week. So I can't do it. I don't have anything to talk you out. I'm sorry.
I don't know if you could talk me into playing Watson. I don't want to do it. And then Addison, maybe I could say, okay, well, Addison, there's a path because he's number 1 receiver. He'll get targeted and whatever. But yeah, I would probably just play Taysom. Oh, fantasy football. HM. Yeah, that's right. The Rangers World Series is officially finally over. Baseball is finally over, and it's only November. Grade my trades. Got Bijan and Amon-Ra for Kittle, Jacobs, and Nico.
I mean, this has got to be a big win for you. I mean, I like Nico, but Amon-Ra way, way above Nico. And I'm still Bijan over Jacobs. And I'm going to assume you have a decent tight end behind Kittle. So, yeah, give me the Bijan and Amon-Ra side.
And I think we still like the second one, too. Got Cup for D-Hop and Rashad White on another trade.
Yeah, I mean, certainly a gamble with Stafford's thumb, but it's a gamble worth taking.
As long as he's back and good for fantasy playoffs, I think this helps you a lot. I think you just make your team better. So, well done. John DeRosa, Ferg, or McBride?
McBride. Not loving Ferguson. I liked him a lot last week in a great matchup, but on the road against the Eagles, I mean, he could score, but so could McBride. I'm going to go McBride.
Yeah, the Eagles had been really bad against tight ends early in the season, but they've slowed that down. The defense overall has been better.
Yeah.
Go with a guy getting a ton of targets. Go McBride. And then Gabriel, good evening. Is a 4-4. Got Mahomes, JJ Olave, Puka, Nico Downs, Walker, Monty, Cook, Warren, Spears, Sanders, Freeman, Kincaid. All right. Is this a playoff team? I think is what he's asking.
I mean, I definitely think it's a playoff team. It would have been nice if you had Jefferson this whole time, of course. But I mean, you still have Olave, Puka, Nico Downs. You got Walker. Hopefully Monty coming back next week. You got Kincaid, so you're solid at tight end. You got Mahomes. I definitely think you're gonna make the playoffs. Especially if JJ is back in a couple weeks. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have like a running back who's gonna carry you, to the play. You don't have, obviously CMC or like a JT now that he's back, or who could. Monty coming back, JJ coming back. I think you'll definitely come out ahead, not just break 500. So, yeah, I think you're good. Spaceman Drew, would you start Kincaid over Hawkinson because of the quarterback thing?
No, I'm still going to roll with Hawkinson. Yeah, I'm still rolling Hawkinson.
The thing is, when you have an inexperienced quarterback, a lot of times they favor the tight end. Right? We could see more targets to Hawkinson. So Addison's the guy I think we're more worried about. Hawkinson, I think he's still fine. He'll be okay. And actually, they play the Falcons, right? Aren't the Falcons one of the worst against tight ends, or they are bad against tight ends? Yeah.
Yeah, they're very bad against tight ends.
Yeah, I'm playing Hawkinson still. All right, Joseph Barnes needs a wide receiver 3 and a flex. Amari T, Moss Rice, Chuba Downs.
Well, assuming it's PPR, I'm going Amari and T. Man, Amari is your wide receiver 3 and T is your flex. That is great. I mean, I like Moss. I like all these guys, honestly. But in PPR, it's Amari and T. If it's standard scoring, then I might still go Amari and T, honestly. I think I'm just going Amari and T either way.
Yeah, just go to Amari and T. Exactly. Only if it was a standard league. Maybe I'd go running back, but Amari and T. Juice wants to know, Singletary, would you grab him over Royce Freeman? Same guy, different team.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a bad matchup for Houston. They can't run the ball anyways. Royce Freeman has a great matchup at least. I don't know. I might just hold Royce Freeman. Especially because we don't know Pierce is out yet. He could practice tomorrow and play still.
I feel like I should remember because we just talked about his team like less than an hour ago. It was a 14-team league. I think he's 8-0.
Yeah, I don't even think he would play Singletary, would you?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember. Was he having to stream Freeman this week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was.
Maybe if you have to start one of these guys, and if Pierce is out, then I guess I would say Singletary because he's getting more volume and because the whole Brett Rippon thing. So maybe if you need him, I might go Singletary. All right, what about Jedi Koth, Nico or Zay?
Nico, definitely Nico.
Nico, and then another team start Jordan Addison or Jacoby Myers.
I'll just gamble on Addison. I mean, you cannot feel good about Jacoby Myers. Last time Jacoby Myers was like the number 4 in targets. When the last time Aiden O'Connell started, he was like 4th in targets. Oof. I'll just gamble on Addison.
Yeah, because at least Addison, is clearly the number 1 receiver here. Jacoby will never be the number 1 receiver, but yeah. John Taylor, PPR, pick 1 for this week. Goddard, Komet, Henry, or McBride. Yeah, you gotta hope they call Goddard's number.
Yeah, I'm starting Goddard over those guys. Taking whatever he gives me.
Yeah, it's definitely not Henry. Definitely not Komet. Sorry, not with these guys. McBride sure is interesting, but it would be a lot more interesting if it wasn't a rookie quarterback making his very first start. So I think you just got to go Goddard. Jay Swole, would you sit DK for Pitman?
Yes, I would.
Oh, yeah. Put White in the flex.
If it's full PPR only. If it's half or standard, I would go with DK.
Yeah, I'm going to agree there. What about Panda replays? Puka or DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah, just go with DeAndre Hopkins. Don't risk it with Puka. Now he's been limited 2 days in a row with a knee injury. Backup, Brett Rippon. Just go with DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins it is. Joe with a follow-up. Joe McHenry, that is. Flex 1, Pickens, Henderson, Madison, or Downs?
Well, here I'll go Pickens. I mean, these guys, Madison not doing it for me. Downs is okay. Henderson's okay, but Pickens at least has upside. I'll just go with Pickens. It's a good matchup. Give me Pickens.
Yeah, definitely not Madison. Henderson in a full PPR, not going to be over either of those receivers. Yeah, Pickens with a better matchup. I like Pickens. I'll go Pickens. All right. Cheekers traded White for Cup. All right.
Wow. Well done. Which is weird. You said they watched my trade for vid, but I had Cup as the number 1 trade for.
You watched the vid or they watched the vid? I would.
Yeah, I don't know who did, but because I had both these guys as buy lows, I said go out and trade for Rachaad White. But I also said the first guy I talked about was Cooper Kupp. Go trade for Cooper Kupp.
Hey, whatever works. You got Cup for White. That's a win for you. Well done.
Yeah, it's a win. Well done.
SS3, pick 1 to flex. Cook, Najee, or Drake London.
All right. Well, I'll say this: it's not Najee. If London gets a full practice in tomorrow and is good to go, it's him. But if he doesn't practice tomorrow, if he's limited and he's questionable and he's on the injury report, I'll just go with James Cook. It's hard to trust London. I mean, he might not even play. So probably going to end up being James Cook. It's going to be your pick.
Yeah, I'd like to say it's London, but very questionable right now. So keep Cook in there. If London plays and is a full go, you can always swap him out. But yeah. All right, let's do some quickies here. Jedi Koth with another Singletary or Spears?
Singletary.
Yeah, in this case, you can just go Singletary. Okay, what about Nicholas Kuhn? Zach Moss or Jaylen Warren?
Zach Moss. Definitely Moss.
Loving Moss. I don't remember. Did the Booms comes out tomorrow, don't they?
No, it came out today.
Or it came out today?
Booms are out. Booms are out.
Let me get my day straight. All right. I like Zach Moss this week. What about Rob, Laporta or Goddard? He's asking rest of season.
I think I got to give Laporta the slight edge over Goddard rest of season.
I think so too. I mean, there's just too many other mouths to feed in that Eagles offense, and AJ Brown's getting double the targets even of last season. So Goddard is have his games, but Laporta is like clearly the number 2 guy there.
Yep.
George Habab. Pick 2, Mostert, Pacheco, Walker, Deontay.
Well, I still got to go Kenneth Walker this week. And then I don't know. If it's standard scoring, I'll say Mostert. If it's PPR, I'll say Deontay.
Yeah, it would help to know if it's PPR or not. Assuming PPR or half, I'm going Walker, Deontay. And then Paul Adam. Traded Thielen for Adams right before the news.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair now. I would have loved this trade for you before the news. Like, there's still a chance they go back to Jimmy G. Aiden O'Connell could be horrific for 2-3 games. They say, okay, fine, let's just go back to Jimmy G. Or even Brian Hoyer. And look, Adams had like 13 targets in that game with Aiden O'Connell. So it's not like he was bad. So I still think it'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on Adams or anything like that. I think he's fine. So not bad. Not bad at all. Don't worry. And then Christopher Laborde going well. 3 and 5. All right, let's make it go better for you. Must win. Would you start Will Levis or Sam Howell? Yeah.
Howell. I mean, again, he's got plenty of upside and not as risky. I'm going Howell.
And then he says Pickett or Flowers. I'm gonna assume you mean Pickens.
Yeah, and especially in standard scoring, I'm going Pickens. Especially in standard scoring, he's got that big play touchdown ability. So I'm going Pickens.
Right. Which Zay Flowers clearly does not have because he does not have big games or score touchdowns. Just make it clear. No. Yeah, if it's Pickens, it's Pickens. Go Pickens and Howell. That's the way to do it. The Joel Bear. Need wins week 9 and 10. Well, okay. Trade Puka for Garrett Wilson.
I mean, if you need wins now, I guess, because Puka, I don't love Puka this week, and then he's not playing next week. So if you need to win next week and next week, I guess so. I don't know if you're going to like this long term, but if you're in must-win situation, I think you have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, also concerned about Stafford. I mean, who knows? Maybe he lingers multiple weeks. If you need win, yeah, I think you can do this. Zachary Martinez, Pickett, Bryce Young, Zach Wilson, Gardner Minshew, Geno, Daniel Jones, every quarterback that you don't want. Which one do you want?
Minshew out of this group. Minshew is the guy I'm going with.
Yeah. Look, this might be the only week where I could say that you maybe could consider Zach Wilson. And then Kenny Pickett might not be terrible, but I thought Kenny Pickett might be good last week, and he wound up missing half the game. So I can't risk it with Pickett this week. And just go Minshew and don't worry about it. Actually, I don't hate Heineke either, but yeah, just go Minshew. All right, Flirtsy needs 2 receivers in a flex. Deontay, Olave, DK, London, Ramondre.
Well, I think you got to go Deontay and Olave. And then I'll still go DK. I mean, look, London, again, unless he has full practice tomorrow, they're like, nah, he's good, not even on the injury report. Then maybe I'll go London, but that's probably not going to happen. So I think I'm going to flex DK even over Ramondre. I'm not feeling a big Ramondre game. So I'm going Deontay, Olave, and DK.
Yes. I am going Deontay tonight, and then Olave. Those are the 2 receivers. I'd like to say London if he plays, but again, right now, keep him on your bench unless something changes. DK is the choice. Okay, starting Dak, JT, Swift, Hawk, Tucker, Ravens. It's fine. I mean, look, these guys should get better. You're good at running back, actually.
Yeah, really good.
You're good at tight end. Dak is getting better, so yeah, you're fine.
Yep, you get the Tucker Ravens stack there.
There you go. That's league winning right there. Mixter. Height. Wide receiver in a flex. Deontay, Amari, Godwin, B-Rob, Gus, or London. We got 2.
I'm going Amari and Godwin and Deontay is so close for me.
I go Deontay. Deontay,
Yeah,
Amari.
I think
Deontay.
So. And then I know it's tough to bench Gus, but man, against Seattle, they're such a tough run defense. I'm going Deontay and Amari. Unless it's standard scoring, then I'd probably go Amari and Gus.
Yeah, that would change things if it was standard scoring, but assuming it's at least half or full, go with the first 2. And then we have the MC, Beauty, and the Beast. All right. Should I start D-Hop or Johnson?
I think you have to go D-Hop. I don't love it. There's risk, but I think you still got to go D-Hop tonight over Deontay Johnson. At least take the gamble that Will Levis is him, that Will Levis is that guy. Go with D-Hop.
Yeah. I did mention that not that he's a, cover corner, but Minkah Fitzpatrick being out in that secondary could help, right? Take away some of that that risk from the deep shots they take. I go Hopkins. Israel Lopez needs to start 2. Moss, Rashee Rice, Stevenson.
I'm going Moss and Rice. Am I going Moss over Stevenson? I guess. What's the upside with Stevenson? Moss and Rice.
Yep, I got to pick Moss. I put him on the boom. I think he's going to have a good week. And Rice is totally fine. You got to feel better about Rice than Stevenson, what they've done. And then give me that hot dog again. Is Higgins in the flex dumb with a Burrow Chase stack? Not at all.
No. I mean, it obviously depends who your other options are, but I don't think I'm not going to not flex Higgins just because you have Burrow and Chase.
No, you might be thankful for this. Look, I'll tell you, if it makes you feel not dumb, I have Higgins in the flex, and I have Chase also. Actually, I don't have Burrow, so maybe that was dumb to say. But I have Higgins and Chase in the same league. I have no problem with it. So, Edgar Padilla, running back, 1 receiver, 1 flex. Moss, Cook, London, Nico, Chuba. This is standard.
At running back, I think I got to go Moss. At wide receiver, I got it. Oh, wait, you got Chuba? Well, I'll just flex him. I'm going to go Moss, Nico, and Chuba. Moss, Nico, and Chuba.
Yeah, in this case, I don't have to worry about London. I like Nico this week. Also have him as a boom. So I like Nico as a receiver. I like Moss, of course. And then go Chuba. There you go. He's back. The Terminator. Now, this is interesting. Got offered James Cook for Taysom Hill. Is Taysom Hill a must hold?
I'll take James Cook. I'm doing it. If somebody's going to give me James Cook for Taysom Hill, I'm taking James Cook.
Yeah, probably. And he says he got Kincaid starting this week. So there you go. You're fine. You got a good tight end. No worries. Dex 1. 2 running backs. Aaron Jones, Darrell Henderson, Najee. Not Najee. Or not Aaron Jones.
But not Aaron Jones either. Oh, man.
In this case, I think I would go Aaron Jones, over.
Yeah, Aaron Jones and Henderson.
And then flex Jeff Wilson, Demario Douglas, Josh
I'm going
Palmer.
Demario Douglas. I don't really like Palmer this week. Bad matchup, dealing with that knee injury. I like Douglas against Commanders. He should get some targets. I'm going Douglas.
I'm going Douglas for sure. Definitely. All right. And then 95 wants to know, traded Myers for Cooper straight up. That's good.
If you got Cooper, yes. Yeah, if you traded Myers and got Cooper, yeah, I like it.
And then Austin Kohler in non-PPR. D-Hop, Higgins, or Metcalf?
Well, again, I think you just got to roll with D-Hop tonight. See what happens. See if Will Levis is that guy or not. So, there's risk, but there's also tremendous upside. So I think you got to go with D-Hop.
Yeah, DK is the guy I don't like here.
Yeah.
I like Higgins. I think he could be solid, but yeah, let's see what D-Hop does. I mean, obviously he's scoring touchdowns now all of a sudden, so go D-Hop in non-PPR. Eric Moser talked about K9 quite a bit earlier. Are you concerned schedule-wise?
No, I'm more concerned about how much does Charbonnet start eating into his workload here.
For running back, that's generally what matters. It's the volume, it's the usage.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're not going to overreact. We said, don't make too much of it, but you also can't ignore it. Just pretend that Charbonnet isn't there.
Right.
Yo Bogdan.
What's up?
Levis or Love?
Yeah.
Gamble or bust. Yeah, the first guy's a gamble, the second guy's a bust.
Yeah, I'll gamble on Levis. I will gamble on Levis.
Unless you're playing me again, which I don't remember if you are.
I think I'm playing him. I know I'm playing him in one league. I think it might be the Dynasty League. I'll be playing him in a Dynasty League.
Probably. All right. It's Levis, though. Facts. All right. Gus or DK? Oh, man. I mean, if it's full PPR, it's tough to not say DK. But
yeah. If it's standard, it's Gus. If it's full PPR, it's close because I don't really love DK this week. But I don't really love Gus this week either. But if he's getting the touches, he's scoring. I might just go Gus either way, honestly. Sadly.
This fits the narrative of hating DK. So yeah. I don't remember where that came from. No,
Yeah.
we're kidding. We're kidding. Yeah. I mean, again, you don't want to be like, oh, look what Gus did. You have to start him. It's really not a great matchup for Gus, but it's not a great matchup for DK. So, floor Gus, I guess, which is also weird. Austin J, 2 receiver, PPR, Lamb, Nico, Flex, Flowers. Do you put in Rice?
I probably put Rice in over Flowers.
Yes. Yeah,
but
Lamb for sure. Nico for sure.
Yeah.
Rice over Flowers. And then we have Soeti. Did I say that right? Soti. Aaron Jones or Singletary?
I'm low on Aaron Jones, but I don't think I can be this low. It's Singletary. It's the Bucs run defense. We don't even know if Pierce is out officially yet. I'm still going Aaron Jones here. I mean, the answer may be neither, but I'm still going Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Might as well take a shot on Aaron Jones in this case and see what happens. Texans just can't run the ball, period. Doesn't matter who it is. Andrew, Nico or Jacoby?
Nico.
Definitely Nico.
Definitely Nico. Cannot feel good about Jacoby Myers or Aiden O'Connell.
And I did say, I feel like this is a Nico bounce back week. Could be wrong. Texans, who knows? Maybe they're just kind of regressing, falling back to earth a little bit overall on offense, but I'd still like Nico. And I did talk about this, the home road splits. This offense, and especially Stroud and Nico, much better at home. So the Musubi man. Aaron Jones for Hendo. Nah.
No, because even though I like Henderson more this week, when Kyron Williams comes back, Henderson's gone. And Aaron Jones at least will be there rest of the season. So I'm keeping Aaron Jones.
Yeah. I feel like Henderson it's not the time to trade for a guy who in 2 weeks might just be back on the bench again. Or I'm sorry, the practice squad again. So
might be back on the streets. Honestly.
Yeah. It's true. It is true. So yeah, don't do this. Boomer, question for you.
Well, it depends. Is Taylor Swift going to be at the game or not? Because if she's not going to be is she on tour in Germany right now? Are they in Germany? Maybe she'll be at the game. No, it's Kelsey.
Would it surprise you if she was at the game? This is what it's about. Testing your new policy.
Yeah, it's still Kelsey. Oh,
okay. Dex one with another Thielen, Lamb, Amon-Ra, Palmer. Okay. Najee, Aaron Jones, Jeff Wilson, Connor. Would you trade Thielen and James Conner, I guess, for Amari and Mostert?
I don't think so, honestly. Yes, I still prefer Amari to Thielen, but I prefer James Conner to Mostert. He should be back next week. I'm talking about James Conner. And Kyler should be back. Remember, Achane might be back next week, and then Mostert really takes a huge hit. So I think I want Thielen and James Conner right now.
Yeah, I think you got to like Conner over Mostert. So, no. I mean, probably not. Is there a way you can swap out Aaron Jones for Conner and see if they go for it?
Yeah, I would do that.
Try it. You never know. The Musubi man again, full PPR. Let's see. Starts CJ, JT, Hendo, Puka, Downs, Nico, T, Goddard, Browns. And on the bench, you got Rashawn, Charbonnet, Shakir, Jonnu, Atlanta. Thoughts?
You don't need Atlanta. You got the Browns this week. I would drop Atlanta. You don't need Jonnu. You got Goddard. Jonnu hasn't even been doing anything. I would drop him. I mean, if you still have time to trade Henderson, I would be trying to do it. but you kind of really need them, so maybe not. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can drop those Atlanta players. Yeah, I don't know. This team definitely could use a boost at running back
Yep.
and wide receiver.
I know.
So
Yeah.
try to trade away those Rams and get something good in return, I guess, is what I would say. Yeah. All right. Spaceman Drew, Rice or Gabe?
So close here. I mean, are we really buying into like they just decided to randomly change Gabe Davis's role? Like they're just like, hey, for no reason whatsoever, let's change his role, or was it just the way the game went? Like it just happened to be the way the game went.
Yeah, we got to see it more than once.
Yeah, it wasn't like they came out of the bye where you're like, oh look, they went into the bye and changed his role. It was like, no, they just randomly changed his role. I think I'm going Rice. I like this matchup for Rice this week, but this is very close for me. Very close.
Ceiling, go Gabe. Actually, I might just go Gabe anyways. I don't mind.
Gabe is probably the smarter pick, but I mean, look, I've gotten Gabe wrong almost every week this year. Like I think I had 1 week where I hit on Gabe. Like I say sit him, he goes off. I say start him, he does nothing. But that's Gabe Davis, right? Like this is what he does.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, it should be a good. Who knows? Yeah, I might just go Gabe and hope that the target flow continues. Ricardo, missed yours from earlier. Very deep apologies. It happens sometimes. It jumps ahead, or I just miss it. Ricardo wants to know Gus, Ford, Jones, Swift, Eckler, St. Brown, Moore, Kirk, Addison, Pickens, commit Waller. Dropping Pickens for Johnson. Okay, so
no, just drop Waller for Johnson. Like he's out. He might be out multiple weeks. I don't want to drop Pickens or even Aaron Jones. Just drop Waller for Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, I have no reason to hold on to Waller. So there you go. Pick up Johnson, but yeah, you don't need 2 tight ends. All right, and then C Crip. Would you start? Needs 3 of these: D Hop, Swift, Pollard, Evans. So who's
I think I'm benching Pollard, honestly. Going against the Eagles, one of the best run defenses. They're like a pass funnel. I think we see another game like last week where Dak and CeeDee go off and the run game does nothing. So I'm benching Pollard out of these guys.
Yeah, I think so. I think Pollard's the guy to sit. Evans, I'm not crazy about Evans this week, but I think he still has some upside. That might be the only guy. It's between Pollard and Evans. And we says with another. Got offered Tony Pollard and Hollywood for Keenan Allen.
I think you got to keep Keenan Allen. He's just significantly better than these guys. And I mean, it's not a bad offer for Keenan Allen by any stretch, but if you're going to make this deal, you're betting on A, Tony Pollard turning it around, and B, like Kyler Murray coming back and really being a huge boost to Hollywood. I think I'd rather just stick with Keenan Allen.
Yeah, now it's too risky with Pollard. Who knows what we're going to get? Saying maybe he can get Waddle and Pollard.
I mean, if you can do that, I'd do that for sure. That I would do for sure if you'll do that. But
and then he also says maybe Bijan for Keenan. I mean, if you can get Bijan, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's fair if you need run. I think it's fair if you need running back, sure. But if you can get the other one, Pollard and Waddle for Keenan Allen, I would definitely take that.
Yeah, that seems fair. And then Johnny Donuts, what's up? Pick 2, Hunt, Charbonnet, Freeman, Dillon.
I think it's got to be Hunt and Freeman. Charbonnet, I mean, he needs more touches still, and he needs more high-value touches like goal line. A.J. Dillon, I can't do it with A.J. Dillon. Freeman's in a great spot. Hunt is also in a great spot. He's been scoring touchdowns. I don't think Ford is quite 100% yet. Give me Hunt and Freeman.
Yes. Hunt and Freeman. And then McBride or Schultz.
McBride.
Gotta go McBride. All right. And then Rangers are the champs. That's right. Hated by many. Oh, they're not hated by many.
Phil the
All
Rico guy. Because remember he asked about Rico. We're like, Uncle Rico? But it was
Rico Dowdle. Okay. The Rico guy. I like he changed that his name to that. The Rico guy. All right. Trade to send Eckler for Alvin and Kirk. Oh, I mean, on paper, I know this looks like it's a pretty fair trade, but I mean, that means you're trusting Alvin Kamara as your RB1, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're like fully sold on Alvin Kamara. You're like, this is the guy we're getting all season long, and maybe we will. Maybe we will. But I think I'm holding Eckler here. Maybe I'll regret it because if Kamara is this good all year, then yeah, you're gonna regret it. Not that Eckler is gonna be bad, but you also got Christian Kirk. That's pretty nice. But I think I'm taking Eckler here.
Yeah, and I don't feel like it's a overwhelming offer. I mean, Kirk, yeah, solid, but not like it's not like CeeDee Lamb or something. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm keeping Eckler right now too. Python sliding, making it back, I guess, just to say game time. It is pretty much game time. Yep. Appreciate you, like always, everybody who joined us. Hopefully we helped you out tonight, and we'll help you out again for the rest of the week because we'll be back Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow it's Friday, so we'll get one night to chill. But we have videos coming out tomorrow, so check those out. If you haven't yet, sign up for Underdog. You get what 30 seconds left to take advantage of the Derrick Henry special. Over half a yard. There it is. Get to use that graphic once at least. Take the Derrick Henry special. And if you're new, and don't worry, if you don't sign up right now in time, guess what? Those are Lamar Jackson special for Sunday. So you'll always have something if you're new to signing up to Underdog, but especially you get that 100% deposit match. So go ahead and try it out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. All right. Good luck, everyone, tonight, and enjoy the game. We'll see you on the weekend.